All right, we are part two. A bit longer of a wait than we thought, but I was sick a bit, so couldn't upload this weekend. But here we are. Talk about some different things from last time, and some similar ones as well. So, what are we getting started on today?
Well, we're going to just go back and talk about the MVP because things have changed drastically since we looked at it last.
So yeah, got number one and two. Currently, Jokic at number one,
Right.
just about the same. Not a surprise to anyone, I don't think. Embiid at number two, also pretty much well deserved.
Right.
I would say that's fair for him. We got Giannis at three. I think that's fair because lots of people have Curry, but the Warriors are still.
Yep.
Last week they actually have moved up to the 8th seed. I think they were the 9th seed last time we were talking about them.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
So Curry could be three though. Some people say that. I think we had him at three last time, or maybe did we go with Giannis? I think we did have Giannis at three.
Yeah, I think we had Giannis
Curry.
3, Curry 4, but now Chris
Mm-hmm.
Paul is moved up to 4.
Yeah, Chris Paul is now four, which definitely makes sense because the Suns are now the 1 seed, and
Yep.
so of course that is a big factor of the MVP race.
And
So Chris Paul.
they have the series with the Jazz, so if they
Yep.
were to tie, they still take it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Chris
Mm,
Paul 4 definitely deserved. Luka
Yeah.
5,
Eh,
not bad. That Mavericks have moved up to the 5 seed, so that makes sense for him.
Right.
And then Dame at 6, it's pretty fair. I think Stephen Curry at 7. I might have moved him up a bit, probably over Dame,
Yeah.
because the Warriors and the Trailblazers are 1 seed behind. So definitely move Curry up over Dame.
Right.
Maybe over Luka, but nah.
Maybe.
And then
But
of course we got Julius Randle at 8. And so yeah, the Knicks fantastic. 37-28 would be a 5 seed in the West, so very good players there. So
yeah, very deserving
yeah,
of I think of that, and I think I agree. Is I'd probably put Steph above Dame, maybe Luca,
yeah.
but probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably stay with Luca on that one.
Yeah, Luka has been very good this season for sure.
Right.
So that probably moves us on to the next topic because MVP race changed a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing drastic in the top 3.
Nothing too shocking from
Yeah.
the key MVP ladder sometimes.
Right. Right.
But all NBA teams are going to be announced soon, and of course we saw, or not, I don't know if you did, but I saw some very interesting all NBA predictions. So let's have a look at this Bleacher Report all NBA teams. I thought it was a bit of a crime. So let's see if you think that is a crime as well.
You going off a Bleacher Report?
Yeah, the Bleacher Report's one I saw. I was
Is
like,
it the one from April 14th, 2021?
yes.
Okay, I gotcha.
So I'm gonna should we start from the All NBA third team.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so All NBA third team we have Donovan Mitchell, and yeah, honestly, I think that could be deserved. I had my All NBA team somewhere around here. I don't think I had him in actually because the guard position is just stacked.
Yeah, it's really tough to like Mike Conley in all those years never made it just because of him. There was just always a guard better than him, and that's what's really tough about now.
Oh yeah.
Just guard heavy league.
No, I did have Donovan Mitchell missing out. I got for my All NBA third team, I've got the two guards as Kyrie and Chris Paul. So Kyrie, they do have Kyrie here. Bleacher Report does.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me. Then where's Chris Paul in here? I don't think Chris Paul even make an All NBA team. Does he? No, Bleacher Report does not have Chris Paul making an All NBA team. What do you think about that?
That's robbery.
Yeah, I'm not. I
I
disagree
don't.
with that as well. I was like,
Yeah.
well,
I could.
NBA 13 seems pretty.
I
Crazy.
could have him on second team. Matter of fact, I could, but
I
think third team is the best for him.
Mm-hmm. And so then they have Kevin Durant, which that's an interesting one. What do you think about Kevin? Does he play enough games this season to make an All NBA team?
I think he does just because of how much he's impacted. The Nets. I don't know what the record is in his 21 games, but I think he does just because whenever he's in there, he's a straight bucket getter, and But yeah, he has missed a lot of games, which does hurt him.
And then of course this is about like a few weeks old. So now he's up to 29 games, and of course all of those games he was amazing in.
Right.
He just continues to build his resume for this season.
Right.
Shooting 54%, which is a career high. Three-point percentage 48%. definitely insane. That's just ridiculous numbers for three.
Yeah, especially for someone who takes a lot of shots.
Yeah, on a 5.7 shots a game. That's mental.
Yeah.
Incredible efficiency, and of course had several games just coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Dropping 30 casual. Just
Yeah, yeah.
7
A
shots.
casual 30. I
Yeah.
think he's a top 3 scorer of all time, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Because
Pause.
when I look at it, he can do it from anywhere, and he doesn't even have to have free throws. Like James Harden, I'm not disrespecting his free throw shoot or his scoring, but like when he would drop 60, he'd have like 22 free throws.
Mhm.
Kevin Durant could go do that, and he'd have to shoot like 12 or 11. But
Right,
that's
yeah.
just my opinion.
So KD's got six free throws made this season. So yeah, 22 points a game without free throws. Pretty good.
Right.
So yeah, then of course they have the other two positions. They've got Zion Williamson. That's an interesting one to talk about because there's a lot of power forwards that could be making it there. Is
Yeah.
it Zion? Would it be Julius Randle? Actually, let me see. I don't
Julius Randle, second team, I think.
think they have Julius
Oh,
Randle.
they don't have him. That's robbery.
So Julius Randle, Zion, or Jason Tatum. I would say because none of those Zion's here obviously, but the other two don't get. I think that's the big three contending for this All NBA third team spot.
Yeah.
So who do you have? Julius Randle.
I think it's robbery just because I don't know because I look at it. Okay, so the Knicks are 37 and 28. Pelicans are 30 and 36. It's tough because obviously Zion's putting up a little bit better points wise, but I think I'd go Julius personally.
Yeah, I think The more I think about it, it's definitely probably be Julius Randle, and then because I made this video of making the All NBA teams, and
Right.
I put Zion at first, but then I was like, well, I think Julius should get in because definitely got the better record.
Yeah.
Him and Thibs, the main reason the Knicks are so good. And of
Now,
course,
I don't think
Pelicans-
Zion's a terrible pick. Like I don't think it's.
No, it's definitely not.
I mean, like I don't even mind that he's in there. I just think Julius should be.
A lot of people had Jason Tatum instead
That's fine with me too. I think Jason Tatum would make it too on All
Yeah.
NBA third.
Then one really interesting point people made is like just get KD out of there and have two of those guys in there.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could see that actually.
So I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. I could see any of those scenarios happening.
Well,
I think Julius Randle should probably be the if KD does stay in here, let's get Julius on that All NBA third team.
Well, what I'm thinking about is like we're looking at the NBA MVP ladder, and we have Chris Paul and Julius Randle on there, and they didn't even make the All NBA teams.
No.
So
Does
that's
Bleacher
just,
Report have an MVP ladder? I don't think they do.
I don't know.
Oh, they do. Let's see what they say here.
Yeah, run them down.
Okay. When is this made? Oh, okay. I just clicked this and said February, and it had LeBron as number one. I was about to
Yeah.
say what in the world? Is
House
this
of LeBron and LaMelo is what
Yeah.
they are.
Okay, I don't think they have an updated
Yeah.
one. Unless I'm...
All good. But
Yeah.
I think Rudy Gobert's deserving of it.
Oh yeah, that one's probably the.
I mean,
him and Kyrie definitely, undebatably, should probably be there.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
only get one center, of course, because you can't build the team with two centers. You can have a Joel Embiid and Rudy starting. So yeah,
right.
Rudy Gobert, the third best center in the NBA, defensive player of the year candidate. So yeah, deserved.
Yeah.
So next up, already have another crime in my opinion. They have Stephen Curry on the All NBA second team, not first.
They have Harden in front of Steph Curry.
Harden and Luka. So
I don't think
which
like Harden shouldn't be on a team, but I think they should have them switched. But that's
exactly
me.
what I said too. Just because Harden has probably been the best shooting guard this season, but the games played, it's not been. Harden hasn't missed as many games, but of course he's out right now. He's been out for like a month.
Right.
Who knows when he's coming back?
I agree with
that.
I agree with Dame and LeBron at second team. I actually agree with this whole second team, to be completely honest.
The second team is definitely not bad.
Yeah,
The
just
set
besides
definitely
the Curry, yeah.
And then I know lots of people when I've made this were like, all right, how come you had Kawhi Leonard over LeBron James? Well, and I said that was because Kawhi Leonard's played more games this season. And then they're like, well, not really. And then I was like, let's look at it. And yeah, actually, Kawhi Leonard's played 48 games this season, while LeBron is at mid 40s. I don't remember, 43. But now LeBron James is injured again. He's out for the
Yeah.
game against Denver last night.
Yeah.
2 nights
And
ago.
this next Clippers game coming up.
I think the next 2 games he's out.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe.
Yeah. I
So,
think
yeah.
they're on a back-to-back.
Yeah, I think he's out for that. So, and I don't think that's going to be the only time that he'll be rested or tweak something with his ankle.
They got Clippers and Trailblazers. That's 2 big games right there, especially the
Yeah,
Trailblazers.
it is. Mm-hmm.
Because
So I think,
imagine they lose to the Clippers, and then they lose to the Trailblazers. They could be in the 7th seed.
all right, yeah.
So
So I think LeBron and the second team is pretty good.
Yeah.
Just because
yeah,
still injured. And Paul George definitely gets a lot of hate,
yeah,
mainly because of postseason stuff. But that doesn't mean anything for all NBA
yeah.
teams.
I think
so
the bubble was tough. It
it is.
you're not at home, you're away. It wasn't easy. He said he wasn't with his trainer at all, and he said he was back with his
Right.
trainer this offseason, and look at him now. Yeah.
Yeah, some players definitely are doing better in like a bubble scenario just because they're
Yeah.
I get nervous with the fans. I feel like the shooters, like the true shooters, like Joe Harris or something like that's just an
Right.
example. Not necessarily he was doing better. I think the bubble helps players like that just have
Yeah.
an empty stadium to concentrate in.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because,
Yeah.
there's a lot of guys that are, good in practice, but they're just, when the game comes, it's a different,
Right.
scenario.
Yeah. Then there's also people that are fueled off of fans. So
Yeah. So, it all just depends on how you feel. But,
right. Very
so, like we already said, James Harden is the first team guard. And we already said what we feel. Curry should be there.
Yep. Luka Doncic, first team guard as well. I agree with that. Some debate Damian Lillard should be over him. That's what some people say. No, I don't think so. What do you think about that?
Nah, I think Luka's fine there. He's the 5 seed. It's his 3rd year in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I think Dame's team is honestly better than. I mean, C.J. McCollum was out, and so was Nurkic, so you got to think about
Right.
that. But Porzingis was out during a lot of those games too,
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Luka's fine there.
Yeah, and the Mavericks have had a lot of role type players injured as well.
Yeah.
Been injured.
Yeah.
And then of course we got Giannis, no brainer,
Yeah.
easily should be there.
Yep.
If anyone debates that, then please, I don't know. Kawhi Leonard, that one's debatable by some people. We already talked about that. We think he should be there ahead of LeBron due to the higher seed, of course, and a bit more game split. And of course, Nikola Jokic. I don't understand how some people are still thinking that Embiid should be here over him because I had people say, no, you got to put Embiid first team All NBA over him. And I had some people say put both of them there, which that doesn't make any sense to me. How can you have I guess you could put Jokic at power forward, but I don't think that works. That's what they're trying to say.
Yeah, and I mean, Embiid's played 46 games this year. Nikola Jokic hasn't missed a game this whole year.
Pretty much.
I don't think.
Has he missed a game?
He's played 65 games. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't really know what their record is right now.
No, he hasn't missed not a single game missed.
Yeah.
Nope.
So that's I mean, Don't get me wrong. If Embiid had played those games, it might be different, and maybe you could be like, "Hey, we just got to put them both there." But
of course, yeah.
You just got to go 1 and 2. That's just how it has to be.
Yeah, and it's always been one center per team, so I think Jokic should easily be up there.
Yep.
And now, of course, one thing we could talk about, just transitioning from, since we talked about the All-NBA teams, the Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray going down, and then Nikola Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. Got to give him some credit because he's stepped it up. That team is, what are they, 9-1 in their last 10 games?
I think it's 2 now because they lost to the Lakers.
They lost, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 8. I mean, it's still, that is impressive for a team that loses their second best player. They got Jokic still doing his thing, and then Michael Porter Jr. has 100% stepped it up. Some people were asking, would he step up? Would he continue to play the same way? And I definitely stepped up. So, pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is very impressive for a team that lost their second best player. I mean, he's another guy that thrived in the bubble, I mean,
right.
Mike in the bubble, if Dame wasn't in the bubble, I think he would have been MVP. of the bubble, is how I felt.
TJ Warren. No,
Oh,
TJ Warren.
bubble TJ Warren's different.
Yeah, Michael Jordan Warren. Dude. That was something.
Honestly,
I was like, dude.
that
But
was
yeah, no,
crazy.
the Nuggets, of course, now the 4 seed, which is interesting because I think a Nuggets Mavericks match will be quite fun.
I do too.
One thing I really still hope to see, which is currently we're set for that, which I just think will be hilarious, is a Clippers Lakers first round matchup. Because that means one of those teams is coming to the first round.
Yeah,
And, you know,
that's just weird.
without trying to sound like one of those salty people, I mean, not much of a LA fan type of guy. Just those big markets. Obviously, it's
Yeah,
not exactly their fault, but they just easily can get players. It's way
right,
easier for them to
right,
get big talent names as opposed to like us and OKC. It's great that we have been pretty good for a small market, but still.
right. You want to go ahead and talk about? I guess we can talk about a little bit of the playoff. Well, I guess we're kind of going over it right now, but
Yeah.
so yeah, the only thing that switched in the West is the Warriors. They have moved up to 8.
Yep.
Um, so they're gonna play the Trailblazers if it were to play today, and the Grizzlies and Spurs would play. Who would you take out of those games?
What is it like that, or is it the 8 and the 10 seed play?
No, it's the 7 and the 8 and then the 9 and the 10.
Really, that's weird. That doesn't make sense. Why shouldn't the 7 play the 10 seed?
You would think,
Wait,
right?
like I've not honestly paid attention to the bubble, or
Because
not
the
the
because the
bubble.
because the winner of the 7 and 8 plays the gets the 7, and
Oh,
then
okay, yeah,
the loser of the loser and the winner is who
right,
plays for that 8 seed.
yeah. Well, in that case, then, if the Trailblazers and the Warriors are playing, we got the out of those 4 teams, got the 2 teams with the most star power. So that's an interesting matchup. You see who shows up, which star is it going to be? Curry, it would be Dame and CJ. So of course, the Trailblazers definitely have the better team there, but then the Warriors have the better individual in Curry, who could carry them against
Right.
the Trailblazers. And the Trailblazers, of course, have been a bit questionable. Last time we talked about how they had a bunch of 1 point losses,
Right.
and so they've still been a bit inconsistent. They have been pretty solid since last week. Looks like they beat a lot of those not great teams, but decent teams like the Grizzlies. They played the Grizzlies 3 times in a week. What in the world? I
Hmm.
didn't realize that.
I don't know if you
That is,
saw the stat though, but there was a tweet from a guy to Damian Lillard who said, like I bet my house that the Trailblazers would be a top 5 seed or make the championship or something, and
oh
the
god.
Trailblazers and Damian Lillard tweeted at him and said, "I got you," and from that point on, they went 4-6 since that tweet because
Well,
it's been the last 10 games. So
yeah, it is. It's definitely possible because they are 1 game off the 5 seed, and
true.
so the championship part. No, let's face it. No. I
Let's
mean,
be honest.
if, if they do pull it off, fair play to them. Currently beating the Cavs, so that's not exactly. Speaking of Dame, 16 points for Dame in the first quarter. It seems like
Hmm. Wow,
pretty impressive.
that
Yeah,
is.
the Cavs are really bad, aren't they?
Yeah, like how we talked
Cavs that
about
bad.
yesterday.
Yeah, after that Suns playoff loss, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course we got the Grizzlies Spurs. That's the other one. Talk about that one.
I'd probably take the Grizzlies just because now they have JJJ, and he's a big part to that team. He's a big rebounder, 3-point shooter. It helps Jonas Valanciunas, not having to get
Right.
every rebound. So that's what I think. And I think the Pelicans, right now, the way Lonzo Ball's playing, they could actually be
Oh yeah,
taking. They could be taking that 10 seed.
yeah. That is one to talk. They are sneaking up in there. What kind of games they have left? Do they have any big games? Ooh, they do play the Grizzlies. Don't play any games against the Spurs. So the Pelicans remaining 6 games got the tough 76ers. And we got the Hornets, Grizzlies, Mavericks, Warriors, Lakers. Ooh, not the easiest schedule in the world by any means,
No.
but the way Lonzo's been playing, and they have talented players, of course. It's got Zion, Brandon Ingram, and Eric Bledsoe used to be pretty good. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened to him this season, so
he really.
maybe he can still show up.
But the Spurs don't have an easy schedule themselves. They got the Jazz, then the Kings, so I guess that's not terrible. But you got the
Ooh,
Trailblazers, the Bucks, the Nets, the Knicks, and then back to back with the Suns.
that one is certainly trickier. That's for
That
sure.
one,
It's,
yeah. So it'll be a race to the end.
could the Kings sneak in there? You
Uh,
know, the Kings do play the Grizzlies twice, and they play us again, so there's a free
they
win. Oh, you would
they
hope
play
so at
us.
least.
They play us twice again.
And they play, yeah, we got that's like 2 free wins
That
in
is.
theory.
That is.
But it is the Kings, and they have Luke Walton, so honestly, you never know. Um,
Thunder need Cade. Let us get Cade.
if we hired Luke Walton this season, we wouldn't have won a single game. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
we would not have.
The
SGA would have
ultimate
had to have
Lakers
like
team.
50 with Dort having 30.
Yeah,
It would have been
they could
atrocious.
sneak in there. But yeah, of course, teams eliminated Thunder, Timberwolves, and Rockets. To the surprise of no one, they're eliminated from playoff contention.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy. So maybe next year, not for a Houston or OKC, but maybe. Yeah, it depends on how good Kate is, and if
Yeah.
we actually don't just intentionally rest players, we might be able to make a push for the 9 or 10 seed area.
Right.
Timberwolves, though, they could definitely be interesting next year. That's one team to potentially look out for if they can
Yeah.
stay healthy.
Yeah. If they're all healthy, dude, I think the Timberwolves can be good.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a
17.
I think they have a really good roster, an underrated roster. You just got to think Malik Beasley missed a lot of games this year. D'Lo missed a lot of games this year. Cat, uh, Anthony Edwards didn't wake up until after the All-Star game.
Oh yeah,
Uh, I mean, that's 4 starters right there. I mean,
they can add a nice power forward to the team.
right,
Kevin Love.
dude, I'm at. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be
Veteran,
interesting. If not exactly the 25-10 Kevin Love, but
right? A return, return to the
return.
Timberwolves.
Saw Kevin Love was interested in going to Portland too.
I'd kind of
Pretty
like
much,
that.
that is also a good fit.
Yeah, I feel like Kevin Love's just a good fit about anywhere. Just because
Right.
you can't really go wrong with Kevin Love.
Yeah, great guy to have. In the
Yeah,
locker room.
just his pay, I guess, is the little part
Yeah.
that you wouldn't want now.
Of course, yeah.
So
It just seems like he's a bit desperate to get out of Cleveland, based on what I've seen in the last couple of days. Which can't really blame him. Honestly, Cleveland's kind of a dump. But hey,
yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. So we were gonna go ahead and look at the rookie rankings and see how
Oh,
that
yeah.
is. So pretty sure Halliburton's 3. Still. Oh, and they still have LaMelo at 2 and Anthony Edwards at 1. I don't know how I feel about that.
let's see what they. Yeah, so that's what the interesting thing is, because before this week, LaMelo Ball wasn't in there at all. I don't think.
Yeah.
And now he's played 2 games and they threw him in. So I think they should have picked what they really think about this. If they've committed to him playing enough games, then they should put him at 1. If they committed to LaMelo Ball not playing enough games, then it needs to be lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards, fantastic, of course. Definitely the top 2, him and LaMelo.
Yeah. And
Hopefully they got Jashawn Tate at 3. Interesting.
ooh, they do. And Halliburton just got injured, so I guess that's why they.
Yeah.
Which I hated to see. And then Sadiq Bey at
Right.
5.
Oh, that's a good pick there.
Yeah.
Stewart at 6.
Quickly.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Stewart at 6, but he hasn't been great the whole season. So
He's been really good though recently.
recently, yeah.
He's been
Well, I
really
think that's how
good.
aren't these more like recent, the ladders? I'm not much of a ladders person, so yeah.
This
Paul Anthony?
is May 5th, which is
Yeah, Cole Anthony. If
today.
this is based on like recent performances, Cole Anthony should be higher because he's been really good recently for
Cole
the
Anthony.
game. Yeah, from Magic, game-winning field goal.
Yeah, that was
Really
nice.
good.
Yeah, I like his
Desmond
interview
Bane.
after that. That was funny. And then Isaac Okoro had a good game last night, but like
They
we were
dropped like
saying,
30 something.
yeah, like we were saying. I mean, it's the Cavs, so
That team has definitely another team like the Timberwolves. They got some players in there. They just got 3 great players to build it on. You got Garland, Sexton, and then Jared Allen. And then if you could continue building, improving guys like Isaac Okoro, where he's consistently dropping. That's optimistic, but if he's consistently dropping more points a game to improve his defense as well.
I'd like to
His
see
defense
them.
is good.
Yeah, it is. I'd like to see them get Kuminga or Evan Mobley personally.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
at
those
a
two would be perfect.
power forward or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they couldn't go wrong there.
no, oh,
So, all right, so that is that. I don't really think anything else has changed for
no,
coach of the year or six man of the year.
no. I did see. I think I just googled NBA today. Someone was not happy. It was in one of the Knicks articles. They were not happy that Tibbs did not win Coach of the Month over Scott Brooks. They're pretty. It's pretty funny.
That is actually
Can't
pretty
find it.
funny.
But the argument they were making doesn't make much sense. I kind of want to find it. Coach. Oh, here. Yeah, it was the New York Post. So obviously it's a Knicks fan.
Oh, so they're gonna
So of course the Scott Brooks goes 12-5.
which is
And
that's pretty darn good.
that's pretty good. And then Tibbs goes 11-4. But then see the part that doesn't make any sense to me they added the Wizards are still 30-35 in 10th place. Well, that doesn't. How does that contribute to Coach of the Month? The last word in that is month, and so I think going 12-5, which also they said Thibodeau posts a better record, 11-4. I mean, I guess it's statistically that is a bit better, but still, I mean, 12-5 is pretty stinking good. And
I mean, wait, wouldn't that be even though technically?
uh,
No, not
no,
even,
no,
but if you were to think
yeah,
about it, because I mean,
right, because 11-5 or 11-4 is a 73%. Wait, I've already got lost. 11-4 would be a 73% winning percentage, and then 12-5 is a 71. So
yeah,
well,
I mean, it's very very close, and I don't think
yeah,
that's very. And
plus
if
it's two
it,
less games,
yeah,
so
I mean,
you
it
never
is a
know.
New York Post too, so
Yeah, they're just mad, but yeah,
yeah, they want to win something, you know.
both of those coaches though
You
that
know,
month's good, which you never would have thought you would have. Is it really Scott Brooks? That's what argument they should have made. Is it
yeah,
really Scott Brooks responsible for the Coach of the Month or the
actually
Coach of
that's a
the
good
Season?
point.
Yeah, I mean, they could have picked anything. The Wizards, though, that's an interesting team. It's been absolutely fantastic. Of course, the two games they've lost have been close. They lose to the Spurs in overtime.
Which was a tough one to watch.
Yeah,
It
and then
was
they lose to the Mavericks by 1 point. Kind of a
another
choke.
tough one to watch.
Oh, I just tried to drink my water without taking the cap off. No,
I did see one comment, and it was talking about how we should talk about Gabe Deck's debut. So I
oh,
thought
Gabe Deck.
I thought we could run that down. And for a guy that doesn't know English and he's been in America for 2 weeks, he's been pretty darn good.
Yeah. Of course, game one he didn't. I don't think he did too much in game one.
Okay.
And then after that, though, he's been really good, especially last game. I think he had 16 points in about as many minutes. Been good on the glass, and he's definitely a nice piece. I was like, I'm not much of a. I don't follow international basketball too much. So whenever
Right.
I saw we signed him, I was like, huh, interesting. But what's this
Um,
guy about? And then I googled him. I was like,
I saw an article today about how Kobe actually wanted the Lakers to sign Gabe Deck. And there was another guy. He just got signed to the Knicks. I'm pretty sure.
oh yeah, that.
I don't know his name.
What's his name?
Whatever his name is. Let's see if it'll say. Yeah, his Luca Vildoza.
Oh, those it.
Yeah. And so I actually Kobe wanted him to sign either Gabe Deck or him, and now they are on the Thunder and the Knicks. So and they're on 4-year deals, and Gabe's is I think it's a team option in the 4th year. So
Right.
they're locked up for a little while.
Both players from Argentina, so
Yeah.
Argentina's basketball team. Where's
Yeah.
Poku from? Like, is he Argentine? Yeah, he is. Got
Is he
three
from Argentina?
really good.
Wow.
So we got Argentina with a potentially really
Yeah.
nice team.
Yeah.
Of course, if they had Manu Ginobili still.
Yeah.
Is
That's what I
Luis
was about to
Scola
say.
from Argentina?
Yeah, he is.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man. That's kind of funny.
Some good team players. Them at Serbia.
Serbia is underrated, and
Yeah.
so is Australia, and I guess technically Greece because I mean they have Giannis, so like
hmm
I mean,
I guess the second best team might be Canada because Canada's got a bunch of good players. Well, like
yeah,
those other teams have one or two names.
right. Oh, and what are we missing? I feel like we're missing a team. Spain, they're kind of good, but they're kind of old now.
That is, back in
So
the day.
yeah,
Don't sleep on the Ukrainian basketball team. No, no.
can't sleep on them.
Yeah, we're not great. Yeah, Svi is pretty good. Alex Len, good for
I
it.
think Svi's been really good for the Thunder.
He has been good. Yeah, I like him more when he's starting. He's been solid off the bench too.
Yeah, yeah. I think he'll definitely grow into a good, role piece down the line.
Right.
So
Yeah, he's been a struggle with his 3-pointer a bit, but if he can
yeah,
go back to that one Detroit Pistons season where he's shooting 40%, that's fantastic. I
yeah,
think that's what he probably expects of himself too.
yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of guys are also shooting threes too, so it's like
True.
you want to be the best shooter.
And
So
whenever you're on a crappy team, your percentages are always lower.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Well,
Well,
all
I
right.
guess we could
Oh, you got
wrap
another
it
one?
up by looking at the final scores from today. We got the Celtics beating the Magic by 26 points in the middle of the third quarter.
Wow.
So, of course, the Magic very competitive. Now, Kemba Walker has 26 points. It's interesting.
That's a first for this
The
year.
Celtics have also been pretty good recently. Definitely better than after losing to. Yeah, after losing to OKC, they've been decent, except they lost to Portland, which I guess isn't the worst loss ever. Some players are missing there too, weren't they?
Yeah,
Oh, no, they
Jalen
weren't.
Brown's out and in sometimes. I know that.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I don't see anything else we talked about.
I
Yeah.
I do
Ooh.
want to point one thing out. So you go ahead
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I'll do mine and we'll
Yeah, I
call
was
it.
gonna say it's kind of funny. This is not really much of the top. Saw the Lakers, of course, they were like the 7 seed briefly. Then I saw a post that was LeBron James complaining about the play-in tournament, which I
Yeah.
just thought was kind of interesting. Is
Yeah.
that the media just fishing, or why is LeBron only talking about it whenever his team fell to the 7th seed?
It's a
I
little
don't
bit
know.
of both,
Like,
I know that he had said in
media,
the past that he didn't want it anyways,
that is
but
true.
but then again though, it's like now that he's down here, he starts talking about it. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
go ahead. What are you gonna say?
so I looked at a 2019 NBA redraft, and
Oh yeah.
Bleacher Report had a team taking Grant Williams over Darius Baisley.
Oh, Grant. Celtics fans. Grant Williams is kind of trash. Is it? I think I found it. Let's look at this real quick. Zion 1. Yep. Memphis Grizzlies. Yep. RJ. DeAndre Hunter. That's a good pick. Ooh, Tyler Hero over Keldon Johnson. It's close, but
Yeah, I mean, if Tyler Hero's gonna put up what he puts up his rookie year, then yeah. But I guess it's also about what you need. But yeah, they had Grant Williams over Darius Baisley, which I think
Cameron Johnson 7.
yeah, that's a little high.
Darius Garland's at 10. You're going to tell me?
I mean, he's been really good this year. I think he should be.
You're telling me in 2019 when the Suns didn't have Chris Paul, they would have not picked Darius Garland over Keldon Johnson if they knew how good he was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I also think
Bleacher
it's
Report.
funny that the Kings didn't take Luka because Vladdy
Yeah.
Divac didn't like Luka's dad.
That's
the Kings. Yeah. So all
and
right.
you have Marvin Bagley.
Yeah, that too. So all right, that's the podcast.
That is it for today. So yeah, we'll try to record on Saturday again. So might be a bit shorter episode because
Yeah.
not much content, but try to get it back on the schedule because that'll be nice.
Yeah, or maybe a couple of days after. We'll see. We'll just we'll figure it all out.
So yeah,
So.
expect that. I'll just make an announcement on TikTok as well, probably, where we get more information. So yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for watching, and we're out.
Yep. See you guys later.